title or any of that. I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office. My unit is what's called the Major Crimes Unit. The Major Crimes Unit encompasses rape, robbery, homicide, child abuse, arson if somebody is badly injured or killed, domestic violence or more serious domestic violence cases, aggravated assaults, aggravated batteries, things of that nature. Any kind of crime against a person generally is what we're going to cover, or what we cover in our unit. I'm going to let this lady introduce herself. This is...
Hi, I'm Jodi Jeffers. I'm a victim advocate at the Pasco Sheriff's Office. I've been doing that for about a year now. Prior to that, I worked in communications, started as a call taker, ended up as a supervisor. Applied for this job 4 times and finally got it. And it's a wonderful job to have to help victims and people in need.
Okay. What Jodi does, and well, actually, how many victims advocates? We have 4 or 5?
We have 4 victim advocates, 2 on this side of the county, 2 on the east side of the county. Last month I had 115 cases assigned to me. More than half of those were domestic related.
What our victims advocates do in general is...
We assist victims in whatever way they need assistance. For instance, I'm on call starting tomorrow. Anything that happens, sexual assault, homicide, anything where there's immediate need for crisis support, they'll call us out for. Otherwise, if it's not an immediate need, we get the case referred to us. We go into the office, we try to make contact with the victim. And that's a lot of the domestic violence, unless it's a serious domestic violence issue, where somebody's seriously injured or hurt or dies. But then we make contact with them, we offer support, referrals. When there's court dates, we go to the court dates with them, or for them if they're afraid to go themselves, we'll go for them and be the representative. We assist them with making their impact statements in front of the court, because all victims have that right to be heard in the state of Florida. It's part of the statute. If they need referrals for food or shelter or anything like that, we look it up. Counseling, we look it up. If we don't know, we look it up. We take them to the shelters, the domestic violence shelters, if they need transportation. We do anything. Anything they need, they call us, we try to help them with.
So basically, Jodi and a lot of the other people in her unit are support personnel for us, for the detectives, and it's really support personnel as far as helping the victims. Now, like I said, in major crimes, we do the more serious crimes, the person's crimes. So, for instance, and I know we're going to really address domestic violence tonight, but I'm just trying to give you a little background real quick. Let's say we have a homicide. Okay, somebody comes home and, God forbid, finds their spouse murdered or a family member murdered, or, victim of some kind of serious crime. I have an investigation to do, and I might have, 1 detective help me. I might have 5. But we're going to have Jodi, pull that person aside and help that person, through the whole thing, go to the hospital, help with victims' compensation, get them counseling, do all the kinds of things that I really don't have the time to do. And probably, I can focus on the investigation now. I have to interview that person as a detective. I try to get the information, try to get the statements that I need. And then Jodi would be more of a, kind of being the nice person and trying to, help that person, through this horror. Now, a little background about myself. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 12 years, been in major crimes for 5 years. Prior to that, I was with the Street Crimes Unit in the Sheriff's Office, was a proactive street level, basically narcotic suppression unit. Prior to that, I was patrol. Before that, I was with the New York City Police Department for 2.5 years. Some of you can probably hear my accent. I don't know, Judge made a comment. I don't think I have an accent personally, but,
A little bit.
He asked me to say coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
When you say certain words, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Coffee, water,
Water.
dog.
Water.
Well, who's from New York? Let's get this out of the way. Is anybody here actually from Florida? That's what I want to know. Okay. Sounds like I want to talk to groups like Citizens Academy, and I ask, and there's nobody in the whole room from the state of Florida, which always amazes me. But in any event, it's kind of different here from New York. Very different. In a lot of ways. Policing is policing. Certain things are the same. New York City Police Department and the Pasco Sheriff's Office have, a little bit different philosophies and some of the ways we handle things. The laws, again, are a little different. Generally the same. Spirit of the law is the same. But prior to working for New York City Police Department, I was a school teacher For 4 years, I taught social studies, government, history, economics, that sort of thing. I just didn't really like it. It's all right, but always wanted to do this. Anybody notice the black band on my, anybody notice this? Yes? Yeah. I just, you know, you go home, you go to bed, you know, you wake up the next day, you get up and you find out one of your brothers got killed, you know, and it's just lousy. And I don't know if any of you ever lost anybody like that, but it's just one of those things. So I just have this on out of respect, and I want all you guys to know that it's a pretty serious thing that we do. It's a really dangerous job, and it's just really upsetting when one of us gets killed. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you guys about domestic violence, okay? And if you have any questions as we go along, just feel free to ask, okay? I don't mind. You can interrupt me, do whatever you got to do. We're fine, okay? You know, whatever you want to do. If you have something really personal, talk to me after. I prefer that you kind of do that in private, so you know we don't air your laundry, so to speak. Okay? Questions so far?